I don't know. We never got close enough to see.
It's my guess she's doing the work herself.
What makes you think so?
Well, of course, I don't know who she'd ever find who'd be willing to work for her. The old porcupine.
Well, now, Sheriff, if she is doing it herself, she ain't getting very far. Her eyes are never off that trail for long.
Well, you leave her to me. I'll go up there and talk to her.
If she don't shoot you first.
By George, she has got you terrorized. Now, let's see. You say this property of hers is between Wild Rose and Tuber Canyon.
And so, a few days later, the sheriff started out from Independence, eastward across the Argus Range, and up into the Panamints. He found Shoofly looking for all the world like somebody's nice old grandmother, sitting in a rocking chair knitting in front of her cabin. In her lap, though, under the knitting, lay a gun which she reached for as he rode up.
Howdy.
You can't get up the canyon this way, stranger. This is private property.
The Shoofly, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
You're the owner?
I am.
Then you're the person I come to see.
Shoofly ain't for sale, mister. I'm hanging on to it so you can turn right around and go back where you come from.
I'm not interested in buying your mine.
Well, then what do you want?
I happen to be the sheriff of Inyo County.
Oh, well, you can't scare me.
No, I understand you're not exactly the timid type. Been hearing complaints about you lately from some of our citizens. Seems you're not behaving in a very friendly fashion towards you.
Got to protect my property against claim jumpers.
Nobody's trying to jump your claim, ma'am.
They would if I give them half a chance. They think just 'cause I'm a woman and an old woman, they can walk right onto my ground.
If you're talking about the trail up the canyon, that don't belong to you.
You see that sign, don't you?
Yeah, sure. But that still don't make it yours. Your claim don't come within 25 feet of that trail.
Why, listen, I located
I
it.
know exactly what you located. Got the papers right here in my pocket.
Oh.
Now, you've got to take that chain down from across the trail and let folks by.
I'll do nothing of the
That's
kind.
a public right-of-way, and you can't block
Well,
it. Either you take that chain down, or I'll take you along with me back to Independence.
Why, you can't do that.
Oh, yes, I can. I'm the sheriff of this here county, and I can arrest you and lock you up for 30 days or 60 days or whatever length of time the judge decides it'd be good for you.
You're in league with them claim jumpers, I know. They want to get me away from here so they can take possession of the Shoofly.
Now you're talking nonsense. Come on. Let's see you take that chain down.
Well,
I don't like to arrest ladies, but if I have to...
all right, I'll take it down.
Good.
Sign's going to stay where it is, though.
I have no objection to that. Well, go ahead.
Chain padlocked. I don't know if I can find the key.
I'll wait till you do.
I think maybe Ah Sing's got it.
Who's Ah Sing?
Man that works for me.
Oh, Chinaman, huh?
Yeah.
Where is he?
He went down this morning with a load of ore. He won't be back till tomorrow sometime.
Oh? Well, then I might as well make myself comfortable.
You gonna wait?
Yep. Not gonna budge till I see that chain down.
He might have left the key in the cabin.
Or, it just might even be in your own pocket.
Eh?
Oh, no harm in looking, anyway. Yeah, I thought so. Well, let me have it.
I'll do the unlocking myself.
Yeah, just as you say. Only be quick about it. I've got to get back to Independence today.
There. Now, you satisfied?
I will be if you keep it down. But just let me hear that you put that chain or any other kind of barrier up again, and I'll be paying you another call with a pair of handcuffs.
You can't scare me. You nor nobody else.
All right, Pinno. Come on, boy. Let's get going.
Yeah. There's nothing that walks on two legs can scare me, even if it does wear a badge.
Come on, Pinno. Up this way. That's the boy. Easy now. We'll pay a call on the boys before we go back and tell them everything's fixed up fine. Trail's open. Grandma's busy with her knitting. Hey, ho, boy. Ho. Who fired that shot?
I did.
Why, you won't...
I seen a quail up yonder. I thought I'd bring it down for supper.
Oh, you did, eh? Quail for supper. Man for breakfast, she means. I got a good mind to go back and... Oh, what's the use? Come on, Benno. Come on, boy. Oh, easy now. Go on up there.
When the sheriff told us he'd put the fear of the law into old Shoofly, we had our doubts. And we soon found our doubts was justified. She didn't put the chain up again across the trail, but...
It might just as well be there, Sheriff, for all we can get by.
Why, she sits there in that rocking chair of hers and pops away at us with her gun and we so much as come within hailing distance.
Oh, she don't ever hit you, though.
'Cause we duck.
Oh, she wouldn't hit you anyway. It's just a gesture, this shooting. Why, she done the same thing to me the time I was up there.
Oh, you didn't tell us about that.
Well, wasn't worth mentioning.
Shot at you, did she?
Well, she said she was aiming at a quail.
And you let her get away with it? You're a fine sheriff. Why didn't you arrest her and throw her in jail?
Well,
Yeah, 'cause she's got him buffaloed like all the rest of us.
no such thing.
Then go and arrest her now.
I would if I...
Oh, I know there'd be an if.
Now, listen, fellers, I'll admit this Shoofly woman's an annoyance.
Annoyance? She's a menace.
Now, Eddie, come.
Well, she really is a public nuisance, Sheriff. We can't work our claim like it ought to be worked with her around.
Yeah, she's driving everybody away from there.
Well, I'd like to do something about it, and I will when I get the time to go over there again. But you see, right now, I got some important business to attend to that it just can't be put off.
In the opposite direction, I suppose.
Up in Montana.
Huh?
Montana?
Mm-hmm. Just got word this morning they caught the leader of the Bruce gang. You know, the fellers who robbed the First National.
Sure.
And they're holding him in Butte.
Well, when are you leaving?
Right away.
And that means you'll be away a couple of weeks.
Most likely.
Gosh.
When I get back, though, I'll do something about your friend Shoofly. I promise you. I'll go up there and tell her where to head in. And if she hands me any back talk, I'll take her.
But by the time the sheriff returned from Montana, there was no getting up into Wild Rose Canyon or getting down from there either. The first storm of the winter had set in, and a bad one it was, too. For almost a week it snowed, and the wind blowed a gale. All we could do, Eddie and me, was to plug up the chinks in our cabin and thank our lucky stars we'd laid in a good supply of wood to keep us from freezing to death. Even after the storm had cleared, the drifts were so deep that it was just about impossible to break any kind of a trail. So you can imagine our surprise one day as we were sitting playing checkers on an improvised checkerboard with the pieces of ore for men.
Yes. Your move.
Well, now, let me study this situation for a minute. Now, wait a minute. Now, if I move this feller, he'll jump me.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Now, on the other hand, if I leave him where he is, well, he'll take...
It is somebody a-knocking.
Yes, it is.
Let me in.
My gosh, it sounds like... It is.
Shoofly.
Yes.
Thank the Lord you're here. That's great. Maybe you'd gone, cleared out before the storm.
No, we've been here right along.
Come in. Here, let me give you a hand.
Well, if you hadn't have been here, I don't know what I'd have done. I couldn't have went back to him. No, I couldn't.
Pull that chair up for her, Eddie, by the stove there.
All right.
That's it. She's half frozen.
It ain't the cold that's making me shiver. It's...
Yeah, how about some whiskey?
No.
Yeah, you'd better.
No.
It'll do you good, ma'am. That'll warm you up.
Yeah, put new life into you.
Didn't do him no good. He just turned bluer and bluer.
Who?
I'll sing.
Who?
I'll sing. Chinaman is working for me. Did you ever see a Chinaman turn blue, mister? Well, it ain't blue exactly. It's green. Yellow and blue, that makes green, don't it?
Well, what are you talking about?
I'll sing.
Well, is he sick?
Dead.
What?
Dead?
Yep.
When?
Where?
Oh, 4 or 5 days ago. Last Tuesday, I think it was.
Over at your place?
Yep.
Gosh.
Yeah. What was the matter with him?
I don't know. He took bad all of a sudden with pains. I brought him into the shack and done everything I could for him, but he just got bluer and bluer. Then he had a convulsion and he died.
Good Lord.
Where's he now?
Right where he died, of course. Where do you think? Right where he's been for the past 5 days and 5 nights. Laying on the bunk, just a-staring and a-staring.
Well, now, you'd best have some whiskey, ma'am.
No.
Why, after what you've been through, why?
You stayed right there with him all this time?
Nothing else I could do. I couldn't get out with the blizzard raging, and I couldn't put him out.
Oh, no.
I didn't have the nerve.
5 days and 5 nights. Snowed in with a corpse.
Gosh.
It was awful. The nights especially. Storm a-howling outside. Him laid out there so... Oh, I never knowed before what it is to be afraid. I've always said there was nothing in God's world could scare me. But when it ain't in this world, when it's something dead, stiff and staring...
You take it easy now, ma'am.
Yeah. Try not to think about it.
Well, as soon as the storm cleared, I got out. I knowed I couldn't make it all the way to Darwin, but I figured I might be able to make it up here to your place.
I don't know how you ever did it with no trail, Brooke.
You'll let me stay here, won't you?
Why, of course.
Sure.
You just make yourself comfortable here for the night. In the morning, we'll all go back up to your place.
Not me.
All right, then. You can stay here, and Eddie and me will go over and tend to things.
I'm never going back there.
What?
I'll never set foot on that ground again.
You mean that...
I'm quitting.
You going to sell out?
Oh, sell out or just clear out. I'm all through with the Shoofly. Yep, and I'm all through with the Panamints in the desert.
Hey, man.
Oh, well, now. You may feel different later on.
I'm not waiting to find out. I'm going back to Idaho, where I come from, just as fast as I can get there.
Well, I'll be. Say, hand me that there bottle, will you, Ranger?
Yes, sir.
The lady may not want a drink, but I do.
Here you are.
Here.
Did our sing, did he have a wife and children, ma'am?
No family at all.
Well, for a Chinaman, that's a calamity. He'll leave no descendants.
Yep.
Well, I hereby appoint myself his descendant by adoption. To bury him proper, protect his effects, and set off firecrackers in his honor at least once a year. To our Sing, my neighbor and revered ancestor.
The program you've just heard is another true story of Death Valley days. Presented for your enjoyment every Friday evening at this hour by the Pacific Coast Borax Company. Producers of 20 Mule Team Borax for household use, the 20 Mule Team Borax soap chips in the big blue and yellow sunshine box for washing clothes and dishes, and Boraxo for toilet use. Cottons continue to reign supreme in the summer clothes picture, with everything from overalls to dinner clothes made of this perfect fabric. Perfect because it's cool, good-looking, serviceable, and above all, can always be quickly restored to pristine freshness by a tubbing with 20 Mule Team Borax soap chips. Our soap chips, due to their blend with 20 Mule Team Borax, produce those creamy, long-lasting suds that literally float the dirt out. No need to rub and scrub. Just press the suds through the fabric, and out comes the dirt. But it is most important to look for the trademark of the 20 Mule Team on the box when you buy. For this is a symbol with a meaning. The discovery of borax in Death Valley back in the 1880s was an event of far-reaching importance to industries as well as to each individual home in America. So great was the need for this gift of nature that men and mules endured untold hardship to bring the treasure out. The largest wagons ever made were created for the purpose, and strings of 20 mules were trained to answer to the jerk line and jump the traces in rounding the precipitous mountain trails safely with their great loads. So that's the story of where the trademark 20 Mule Team came from. And its presence on your box of soap chips is important to you because it guarantees that 20 Mule Team Borax soap chips contain enough 20 Mule Team Borax to be of real benefit in cutting grease and grime, dissolving dirt, conditioning your water, whether it's hard or soft, and to make creamy, long-lasting suds. Next week, the old ranger plans to tell you about the telephone operator who had her finger on the pulse of Goldfield for 33 years. The artists featured in tonight's Death Valley Days program were Irene Hubbard, the old ranger John McBride, Milton C. Herman, Frank Butler, and Jeffrey Bryant. This is George.